long and hard training, Vegeta is now able to finally achieve the Super Saiyan God. This, of course, was in the years back before Vegeta could achieve the Super Saiyan God transformation. He was now finally able to achieve his transformation. Though he was not a teenager, he could actually feel the power of the gods flowing through his veins. Vegeta could not actually believe that his ancestor, Yamoshi himself, actually felt that power before. Vegeta was impressed by this power and he could feel that maybe he was able to defeat Beerus with it. But Whis explained that Yamoshi back then was actually still stronger than Vegeta is right now. This actually caught off guard Vegeta because he actually did not believe that Whis was telling the truth. But Whis was detailing the truth. Even back then, Yamoshi was stronger than Vegeta is right now. Because unlike Vegeta, Yamoshi always had to fight near death, meaning that he also constantly got Zenkais up top of Zenkais up top of Zenkais. Basically constantly doing that so much to the point that his base state alone was able to surpass the Super Saiyan transformation. And eventually even utilizing Super Saiyan was like he was utilizing Super Saiyan God once again, but in a different way. Of course, this actually surprised Vegeta, but eventually Vegeta continued to train, increasing his power and control over the Super Saiyan form. And eventually years would pass. Of course, Vegeta still watched over Earth, and even Goku himself, seeing all his adventures and how he defeated Piccolo Jr. Of course, Vegeta was impressed by the young to make his power. Though in just 3 years, this Namek was able to get for at least a power of around 50 to around a power of 315, which is really impressive in Vegeta's standards. Seeing that a Namek could grow this fast in just 3 years, most likely he was able to grow even faster if he trained with a much stronger opponent. Even Whis confirmed that maybe that is indeed the truth, but Vegeta continued to train and increase his power. And eventually Vegeta grew mastery over the Super Saiyan God transformation, seeing it as a second nature. Now Vegeta could utilize the power of Super Saiyan God with ease and is fully able to utilize his power. As for Beerus, he's constantly asleep, since he doesn't need to train Vegeta as much, but he does train Vegeta from time to time, just not occasionally as Vegeta would want to, but he still gets to train. But eventually Vegeta decides to do something rationally. He decides to face off against the Emperor of the Universe, Frieza himself. And of course, he's actually pondering why Vegeta actually wants to face Frieza, since he knows that Vegeta deeply hated Frieza and also kind of feared him, but now since he's strong, he really can take down Frieza. And Vegeta tells Whis that. Whis of course has to actually accept that and eventually send Vegeta to Frieza's planet. And Frieza's planet, Frieza's actually doing something that all of us would not expect. He was actually training. Because unlike in the original, Frieza actually realized that if Vegeta was gone, it means that Beerus actually took him. Because he remembers that Beerus told him that he wants to practically make Vegeta his god of the Destruction Apprentice, which actually meant it even scared Frieza. So he decided to train, but of course he did not train for all those years. He just did slight training and only did it from those years. But he never did harsh training, believing that maybe he was still able to take down Vegeta. But the Emperor was proven wrong, and eventually Vegeta appeared. Frieza was not ready. He believed that he was able to take down Vegeta. Vegeta of course just looked at Frieza, and Frieza powered up. His power shaking the entire planet just with him standing. It actually caught off guard Vegeta because he realized that Frieza actually got stronger from the previous time he actually faced him. So Vegeta smiled and powered Super Saiyan God, calmly looking at Frieza, telling the Emperor that this time, this will be different. He will not fall like his father. He will avenge his death, and the death of every Saiyan that Frieza has killed. Frieza just chuckled and tells Vegeta to do his best and to entertain him. Frieza then rushes Vegeta, with Vegeta blocking his attack. Vegeta could tell that in the Super Saiyan God transformation he could easily take down Frieza, but Frieza's power was nothing to scoff at, as he could tell that even if he utilized Super Saiyan 3, he would still have a lot of tough time to even keep up with Frieza. With him being Super Saiyan God, it was much more easier that he can maintain this advantage, and he maintained it very well. Vegeta was able to easily block and even counter Frieza's attacks. Though Frieza's attacks were incredibly fast, Frieza's durability was even more impressive for Vegeta, as he realized that the Emperor's durability was something that to not be scoffed at, as he was easily able to block Vegeta's attacks and even counter them, which is something that even the Prince himself was quite surprised by. Of course, Vegeta did not take Frieza seriously, not at all. He just still held back a lot of his true power, waiting to see how far the Emperor will go, and seeing that if he truly will go all out. Of course, Frieza thought that Vegeta was going all out and trying to practically defeat him, so Frieza just scoffed and laughed at Vegeta's weakness, but Vegeta just slightly smiled, saying to Frieza that it's been fun, but now it's time for him to show him his true power. And eventually Vegeta's aura starts to change, as the red aura starts to glimmer slightly and the blue aura starts to crack around him, Vegeta doesn't shock him to feel Vegeta's power. Vegeta just smiles at Frieza, saying to him that he is the first one to actually reveal this form to any mortal and not a god. Vegeta then roared as his roars reached the echoes of the universe, with everyone feeling Vegeta's intense ki, as even the pressure alone could make even the weakest beings just die from it. Vegeta was in shock as Vegeta powered up. As he roared, he started turning a blue color as his entire aura changed as well, transforming into a bluish color. As Vegeta stand, now in his Super Saiyan Blue, but this Super Saiyan Blue is much more different. This Vegeta mastered Super Saiyan God, he also achieved master over Super Saiyan Blue, meaning that he would have no stamina drain or no ki draining to this form, making it a perfect transformation for Vegeta himself. Vegeta then tells Frieza that this is the last hour that he will live. Frieza of course trying to practically attack Vegeta, but Vegeta with ease just dodges the attack just by moving his neck to a side. As Vegeta tells Frieza that no matter what he does, no matter what he thinks he can be, he will always beat him. Because he has forgotten one thing, a Saiyan never gives up. No matter if you put him down so many times, even if you kill a Saiyan, his warrior spirit will continue to go on, fight for everything that he has built up to now. As Frieza's fear starts to get even higher, as he fears that he cannot beat Vegeta, not as he's currently, so he tries to escape by blowing up the planet, but Vegeta just tells Frieza that he's foolish, and eventually kicks Frieza into outer space. Frieza of course coughs up blood. He realizes that Vegeta is incredibly powerful, he cannot defeat him. He tries to escape in outer space, but Vegeta just appears behind him, saying to him, or even asking him of where he was going. This of course shocks Frieza as Vegeta was actually able to survive in space, something that he cannot account for, not even in years. He cannot believe that a Saiyan could actually survive in space, but Vegeta was actually utilizing his godly ki to breathe in space, making it so that he can actually utilize it for a long time due to not having any stamina drain. So Vegeta then asks Frieza again, where did he think he was going? As of course, Vegeta grabs Frieza's head, he starts to crush him slowly. Frieza yells in pain, asking Vegeta to spare him, but eventually Vegeta just gives him a cold glance, saying to that maybe if he was another being, maybe if he didn't destroy his world, he may would have given him a chance. But today, he will not give Frieza a chance. Not in the entire lifetime. So Vegeta gripped Frieza's head even tighter, saying that he doesn't need an afterlife for this Emperor. Of course, Frieza was in shock at what Vegeta meant, and then Vegeta says calmly the word of destruction, as he calmly said, Hakai. This of course shocked Frieza as he begged Vegeta to not do it, but before he can say anything else, she was erased. Permanently. As Frieza's dust was sent into outer space, Vegeta then looks back to Frieza's planet, sighing as he tells those who practically follow him were practically idiots. He then raises his hand and powers up a blast, though he decides to practically not fire, knowing that maybe Nappa or Raz were there, so he disperses the blast and eventually goes to Frieza's planet. After some time, he's able to recover both Nappa and Raditz, knocking them both out. Of course, only Raditz was actually the only survivor, as Nappa, as soon as Vegeta found out, was killed because of his old age. Even though he hurt Vegeta a lot, he knew that Nappa would be in a better place. At least, he hoped so. As for Raditz himself, Vegeta had to practically take Raditz, and eventually, but as Vegeta actually found out, Raditz also was killed, even meaning that only him and Goku were the only last surviving Saiyans. This took a deep hit to Vegeta's not only pride but also heart, as he realized that those he saw as his comrades have died, something that he never felt in his lifetime. Vegeta, feeling rage, roars as his aura skyrockets. As he roars, he destroys the entire planet as his power continues to increase. As both Whis and Beerus watch to the side, with Beerus just looking all calmly. Whis then asks Beerus if he's going to do anything about it, but Beerus just says no, as Vegeta needs to let out his frustration, all his anger and rage that he has been holding on for so long. The rage that he's been holding on not only against Frieza but also to himself, for not being strong enough to protect his people and not being there for them as well. We see in the point what Beerus means. He wants Vegeta to experience and to let out all the frustration he has always built up until now. All those years of him trying to hold back himself. Vegeta needs to let go. He needs to realize his mistakes and accept them. That's what Beerus wants Vegeta to see. Vegeta eventually powers down, but still with Super Saiyan Blue, he just sighs, saying that power on possibly no one but maybe to all the dead Saiyans that he will avenge them. He will make sure that the Saiyan race continues to live on. Vegeta then goes back to Beerus' world, with Beerus going back to sleep, but also trains Vegeta silently before going to sleep. As for Vegeta himself, he continues to train and eventually tells Whis that maybe it's time for him to meet Kakarot. Whis smiles and tells Vegeta that maybe it is the time. But it's the end for the sport. Hope you guys enjoy this. I'll see you guys in the next one. Sayonara.